Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. As usual, of course, every Saturday we dive deep in a deep analysis, of course, for Bitcoin on the all-time history to see where are we heading and what are the possibilities from the macro level to the micro level, from the weekly to the 15-minute chart. So basically, we're going to start here with the weekly, where we have the all-time history, finished impulse, wave 1, wave A, and we have, of course, followed a wave 2, 3, 4, and a 5 impulse toward the upside, which has finished, of course, wave 1 or wave A. And we are looking, therefore, for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 continuation impulsively here toward the upside. Or we are looking for a zigzag, which it might be, of course, the wave A, B, and a C as well, and then pushing for something lower. And by all means, whether we are in three ways and we push for something bearish, or we continue simply for Bitcoin as impulsive in a wave at 5, that it might unfold next. Now, after this last bear market, very intense bear market that we got here for wave 2 or wave B, we start to see, of course, an impulse toward the upside, which was our bull run here, and can be, of course, a finished impulse wave 1. And then we are looking for an ABC expanding flat there. The expanding flat is hitting the 0.38, 0.5 fib level potentially, of course, as a target. In confluence within the 1.618, of course, as a target for a wave C expanding flat there. And it can be, of course, hitting the 70K here, which is also in confluence with a very strong technical area here, I would say, as a support. We might see, of course, the price also consolidating here and start, of course, to push again for a new impulse for a wave 3 toward the upside, and then following for an F5. In this case, of course, we are looking above the 200K for Bitcoin in the next bull run, which it might start, of course, very, very early this time. It might be different than any bear market that we had before, because most of them are all zigzags, while this bear market is simply an expanding flat here, which it has started already there. And we might, of course, finish it very, very soon, also within the end of this cycle exactly, and start a new cycle directly with a bull run here. So yeah, these are the possibilities for the bullish. Now for the bearish, of course, always we have a possibility, but still very far, of course. In case we are in 3 waves down here, you have potentially a zigzag for a wave W and X followed as a bridge, and another zigzag for a wave Y. By all means, you have finished 3 waves down and then 3 waves up for a wave B here in an expanding flat, and we're looking for a wave C, which it might be very deep here. And that means all what we are looking at right now, if it is an impulse, of course, can be 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, a wave C to unfold toward the downside. However, I think that this is a very far possibility right now, especially, of course, after this expanding flat. I'm looking, once this wave C is done and finished, I'm looking for wave 3 to unfold for higher prices. Yep, so these are the possibilities here. The highest possibility, of course, between bullish and bearish, and the highest is going, of course, as well for the bullish rather than the bearish. The bear market is gonna potentially finishing here the wave C, and then starting, of course, the wave 3 toward the upside. Now, if we dive inside it on the daily, I would like, of course, to talk about the channels here. So the channeling that we got, of course, for the impulse here as a 1, 2, the base channel in the yellow, we saw the price exiting the base channel very nicely, as it was supposed to be for a wave 3, always to exit the base channel, and of course claiming a new high here to base the acceleration channel based on it, of course. And we can see it taken from the wave 2 and based on the wave 3 to detect, of course, the wave 5 after finishing this correction. The wave 5 has to break the correction and enters, of course, this acceleration channel here to hit at least the middle line for the acceleration channel as a wave 5. And then once we exited, this is, of course, a red flag, meaning, yeah, we might have finished our impulse. Further confirmation is, of course, not being able to break the base channel again, which is exactly what happened, because if we have several wave 5, the second wave 5 should hit at least the lower part of the acceleration channel, which it did not. and potentially we are therefore in a correction since of course this drop and exiting the acceleration channel, and we're looking of course for this expanding flat as expected as well. Now basically after this A, B and a C still unfolding, the wave C might be a 1-2 here. We got double 1-2 in the wave 3. Now the wave 4 is very long in time, longer than the wave 2. As alternation it doesn't work, yeah. So therefore the possibility becomes very low for an impulse here unfolding and transforming this into a zigzag ABC here. The wave C is an expanding diagonal. Wave C finished, and currently we are looking of course at another zigzag potentially as ABC. Again, that it can be of course a potential diagonal, but the wave 5 here very likely longer than the wave 3, also the wave 3 longer than the wave 1. Therefore I can only consider a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 might still be unfolding here as diagonal, aggressive diagonal a little bit here. And of course I'm still looking here to hit the base channel, the yellow one, and to see the reaction from there. Now as you can see, the other channels taken from this 1-2 here, the base channel, we saw the price exiting of course the base channel as it is supposed to a wave 3 to do, right? Exiting aggressively of course and decisively. However, the price came back to the base channel, and exiting the base channel in a wave 4 is a huge red flag again. And that means of course something is changing here in the psychology. Of course it can still be bearish and still looking toward the downside to the blue box, but in different scenario, meaning rather than being in an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is a 1, a 2 and then 3, 4 and a 5 ending diagonal here for Bitcoin. And this is our wave 2 unfolding of course for this scenario. Your wave 2 in a diagonal has to reach at least the 0.38, and in this case we did, and we are of course safe to call it a wave 2 in a diagonal, and we can of course see something pushing for lower later on. Now in case that we still have one more push toward the upside here, we're gonna see it of course within the label there. So the highest possibility of course that it was before as an impulse, which is this one, is a little bit gone, and that because of course the invalidation there of the wave 4 is very long in time based on the wave 2. Therefore we switch directly to this ending diagonal as an ABC. The same scenario, nothing has changed, only psychology, meaning rather than being aggressive, then we're gonna achieve the target very slowly here as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. Yep, so this is the highest scenario, by the way, right now that it might be unfolding. Now this scenario might shift to different scenario once we break this 99k 600 and above the 100k. So once we become above the 100k, I'm gonna bring a new scenario of course there, which it might be bullish from there. But of course, before talking about it, I would like to continue with the bearish one, which it is much more bearish, that it can be a WX and a Y. So rather than being, of course, in a diagonal here, you can be in a very deep WX and a Y. And in this case, of course, we have finished the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over there, your wave 5 is an ending diagonal for a major wave 1, and then we're looking for a major wave 2 over there. And this, of course, will bring us to the 0.38. Minimum fib level this time is 56k, which is very low, this one, which is almost on the lower or on the bottom of this support area here that it might play, of course, as a push toward the upside again. Now the bullish, the extreme bullish, I would say, if we continue toward the upside, we have two bullish scenarios. The first one is the ending diagonal. And that means, of course, you are still in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 is still unfolding here as an ending diagonal, meaning one more wave 5. Otherwise, we are in double 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, of course. But we need to break the 1 to 1 fib level for the diagonal first wave 5. And once the wave 5 becomes longer than the wave 3, then okay, we call a wave 3 impulse toward the upside here. Yep, so these are the possibilities between bullish and bearish for the daily. Now let's move, of course, on the 2 hours chart, and of course we'll see the 15-minute chart, what we might expect today. So for the 2 hours chart as well here, as you can see, we have our A, B, and a C potentially still unfolding here, A, B, and a C. The wave C has 2 options as well here, 2 possibilities. It can be, of course, a 1-2 and another 1-2 and another 1-2 here, and then we push a massive wave 3 toward the upside. A signal for this is the 100K and the 103K, because you want to see, of course, the price overshooting here the 1-to-1 fib level as a diagonal. Now, the second scenario is a wave 1 zigzag here, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5 as diagonal to finish inside this blue box. And again, if the wave 5 push towards the 1-to-1 fib level, 103K, meaning this wave 5 becomes longer than this wave 3, which is not allowed, transforming this to several 1-2s, and this will be, of course, your major wave 3 toward the upside, unfolding several 4-5, 4-5, of course, in the highs there. And that means, of course, new all-time high. Definitely, we are bullish here in case this happens. So the difference right now on the 2 hour chart, in case we are bearish, we're looking for an ABC, we drop down, meaning one more move toward the upside, and we drop down. In case we are bullish here, you are, of course, in several 1-2s here, and this is a huge 1-2 as well. So we are very, very bullish here, meaning multiple 1-2s, and that means, of course, wave 3, 4-5, 4-5. Of course, new all-time high. It might be, of course, the 200K again, as mentioned on the daily scenario. Yeah, the extreme bullish here. So yeah, we'll see, of course, what's gonna happen in this area. Those are the 2 bullish and bearish scenarios, the most possible scenarios on the 2 hour chart. So we gotta be careful. Now, what are the possibilities that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished? Again, the wave 3 is longer than wave 1. Wave 5 becomes to be longer than wave 3, so I doubt it. So preferably to keep it as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Especially that yesterday we took the fib level for wave 4 in our testing area, perfect fib level at 94K 500 and 93K 500. Yep, so these are the possibilities on the 2 hour chart. Finally, on the micro levels, of course, we are still very corrective here, and we might still push for lower a little bit for Bitcoin here, despite that you got a kind of like something double 1-2, but of course invalidation again. And to be, of course, in such a triple 1-2 is a little bit low possibility. So I think one more low will be, of course, requested here. And don't forget that we are in a WXNOI here for wave 4, knowing that the wave 4 should be a zigzag, especially in diagonals. But of course, as per Elliott Wave guidelines, one wave from the wave 2 or the wave 4 is allowed to be complex. The other has to be a zigzag. In this case, we have an ABC here, of course, as a zigzag. So yeah, it is allowed wave 4 to be a complex structure. So everything is fine with it. Yep, so this is regarding Bitcoin. Be careful, we might see, of course, a little bit lower prices still, because I don't see yet a very clear launch here, unless, of course, we are in several 1-2s. However, to confirm this, don't forget my best friend here, trading helper, I would say, is 5 ways up, 3 ways down, 5 ways up, 3 ways down, and then pushing for higher. So if this is a 5 ways up internally and this is your 3 ways down, you would like to take the high here to confirm that we push for higher. Okay, and of course the double 1-2 already potentially taken. But yeah, we'll see, guys. So be careful with it. I think at the W as a zigzag, you have another zigzag, you have an X in between. Okay, this is what we might expect for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.